Okay, if you're a leftist, please, please, please stop scrolling because we need to have a chat. Hi, my name is Siren. I'm an artist that was raised by doomsday preppers that have military and government connections. I am also a self-proclaimed anarchist on the left side. From the age of roughly 8 to 18, I was raised basically as a soldier by my rapist, who, by the way, works for the Department of Defense, so I know what I'm talking about. While actively plotting my escape from the abuse from February 2024 to May 2025, I was undercover for 11 months. And this was done for the intention of both escaping the abuse and also attempting to find justice and trying to get help for escaping that abuse. I reached out to literally everyone and I had 0 options left. And there was also a lot of reasons why this was done, as the house was surrounded by like 8 security cameras, all with AI technology, all with night vision, all with floodlights, all with sirens, all with two-way talk, which is basically where someone can speak directly to the person that is coming up, and the entire neighborhood was pretty much watched. And I know that sounds really fucking crazy, and that's because it is. But I digress. In my 11 months of being undercover, I learned a lot about manipulation tactics, how to think 5 steps ahead, and how to get into the mindsets of abusers and specifically psychopathic people or psychopathic predators, which was, the people I was dealing with. And we also have a predator working for office, as we all know. And what you need to understand about predators is that there is a science to predation. I'll be telling you exactly how the predation tactics of those who are in office, like Donald Trump or other public officials, how that actually works. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching. Everything in the mind of somebody that has ASPD or in the mind of somebody that has psychopathic traits works on strengths and weaknesses, period. There are 3 facets of predatory behavior that you need to know right away. Number 1, power. Number 2, control. And number 3, opportunity. If these are met within a victim or a group of victims or is groomed into a victim, then that perpetrator has the prime breeding ground for predation. And that extends to all areas of life. It's not just sexual. Predation goes over many different aspects. And when we're talking about predation or predatory behavior, that also just includes exploitation and taking advantage of other people. And that also includes how policy is actually passed by your government. Predation at its core is all about net benefit. If you are able to maximize the amount that you can get from a victim, no matter what that is, and that could be labor, servitude, emotional fulfillment, money, whatever, you can maximize your profit. That's how manipulation works. Manipulation always, always, always has a gain for the perpetrator, or for the manipulator in this case. They will always, always, always have a gain. And the more profit that you have, the more that you gain, the more leverage and power that you have in the long run to protect you from those who seek to destroy you, i.e. those who are your opposition, right? And those who are your opposition are the whistleblowers, the truth tellers, the artists, the creatives, those that actually seek to tell the truth and see through the illusion. And when you get closer and closer and closer to that, you go to those who are your primary quote-unquote perfect victims that you have groomed to tell them, oh, that these people are unsafe, these people are this, these people are evil, these people are demonic, these people are whatever. And you capitalize on a person's emotions and you weaponize that for your own gain. That's done for a reason. It's actually a very smart tactic. If you want to get people to do whatever the fuck you need them to do, preying on their emotions is like numero uno of manipulation 101. It is the prime tactic a lot of politicians and business owners use. And who else has been a business owner for a long, long, long time? The orange man. I'm just saying. It's not unheard of, by the way. Now, as we go into all of this, how does this information actually help leftists in our current circumstances, and how do we proceed forward? There's a few points I want to bring up, and I did write them down. So if you see me looking, I made notes. Number 1, you are now able to understand that how business and politics and media actually function is eerily similar to the art of psychological warfare that your government does in the Department of Defense. Mainly, a lot of militaries do this. If you actually read The Art of War by Sun Tzu, he's like an excellent, like ancient military strategist for the Chinese, like, military, way, way, way back in the day, and he has some very solid points about that. The guy is literally a master of psychological warfare. Number 2, you learn more from the tactics of your enemies than you do your friends. And you need to learn how to implement these same strategies in a beneficial way in order to succeed. That's how you do it. And number 3, and the final point on this one, understand that for those who seek to destroy, those who seek to take advantage, or those who seek to exploit, a lack of empathy is actually a skill for them. They're gaining something from that. That's why they continue. And they're not going to feed into your empathy and your cries when you sit there on camera and you cry to them. They're not going to actually feed into that. And as we've said, predation and manipulation all depend upon gain. It's all dependent upon leverage. How much leverage do you have in a situation? It's all logical. And that's kind of the issue with leftists, is that we tend to cling to the parts of ourselves that are our humanity. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to realize that that in and of itself is a skill for you, right? And especially for my thinkers out there, for those with autistic traits, y'all gotta capitalize on your cognitive empathy, because that is a skill. And it's also because that cognitive empathy skill is what can actually help you see 5 steps forward and know how to proceed. Many sociopaths and psychopaths, and I'm just using these terms loosely, like technically if we're talking about mental health it would be way different, but psychopaths and sociopaths, they all have cognitive empathy, and that is their skill. That's how they lure in victims. That's how they're able to mask. They do it well. It's actually something that is, I mean, if you're thinking about it from like a logical standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. But that's the thing about strengths and weaknesses, is that you can use literally anything as your arsenal, as your weaponry. Your ability to empathize with other people, and empathize with others, and empathize with your enemies is actually your skill. That is now your new artillery. And that serves as your psychological artillery in our current system, and will always continue to be that. And there's even more that we can talk about, but if you'd like to see more, please like, comment, copy link, do all the things, follow if you'd like to see more, because I likely will talk about it. And yeah, that's that. We have a lot more to talk about when it comes to the art of psychological warfare, and generally on the tactical strategies that the left needs to implement, and they just won't. And that's for a reason. So please, please, please follow for more, because I will be talking about it. Class is now in session.